morning. Today I'm going to, this is a follow-up from the Inlay bit that I showed on the last video. I'm going to make a face grain chopping board, or edge grain, whatever you want to call it, not end grain, chopping board, and I'm going to inlay with the bit that I showed you in the last video. So I'm giving a shout out on this video for WB Fine Woodworking, which is my friend Don, and he's keeping well now. He was missing for a while, but he says it was too humid over there, and his wife Pam, I think Pam. Yeah. Anyway, shout out for them. Now let's make this chopping board, and let's use this router kit 9500. Good morning, welcome to Irish Chippy. My name is Pascal. Today I'm going to make something for a friend of mine that done me a favour. So he's a chef. So well, he's not a chef, but he's a really good cook, and he likes to cook all the time. And so I'm going to make. He done a favour for me. I'm going to make him something. It's going to be a chopping board, right? But it's going to have a twist in it at the end. So I'm not going to show you what I made in the beginning of the video like I usually do. So I've got a piece of mahogany here from an old tree that was cut down last year on the road here. That was, the electric company had it cut down because it was hanging over the road itself. So I'm just going to flatten this out first, then I'm going to level it. It's not an end grain one, it's a face grain, or some people call it face grain, or side face grain or face. So I'll just flatten it in this so it's easier to work with, and then what I'll do is I'll joint it with the jointing jig on the saw, and then we'll clean it up again, and then we'll laminate the pieces together, and then we'll let that dry, and then reasonably flat. A little bit of a belly there. We'll be cutting this in half later on, so or we can run. I can run it through. I can also joint it this end as well afterwards. This leaves it easier to manage when I have it like this. I suppose you all know the procedure for gluing pieces, laminating pieces together. First is coffee. You don't need a mask for this kind of glue. No, you turn them all except the last one. So turn, and not the last one, okay? So we put the glue on all this then, you squeeze them together. And don't be afraid to use the glue. This is a Tight Bond 2. I don't have a silicone spreader. I might get one of them. I see some of the boys using a silicone spreader and they're supposed to be very good. I don't know. So I've got a piece of wood here. A sliver. Oh, I probably put too much glue on this, that's for sure, anyway. Okay, I put too much glue on it. I'm going to make a total mess. Tight Bond 2 is yellow and Tight Bond 3 is more white colour. Anyway, you make sure you get it on. It dries in a little bit there, so I'm going to give it going back over it again. This is relying totally on the glue, and it's a chopping board, so we're going to put oil on it. I think we're going to put mineral oil. So then what we do is we put the lid back on the glue. That's what we do next. Now we put it down. This. The other way around, I think it is. But anyway. Put them all together like that. Oh. It's slippery, I should say. So I will put one going across, but I'll put one here in the middle first, just to get it tightened. Normally I would use bar clamp, but they're a bit awkward. I don't have, pipe clamp. Pipe clamp, don't let anyone kid you, pipe clamp are the best clamp of the whole lot. Pipe clamp put the most pressure on any project you have. Don't tighten them the whole way first. So don't get excited. And then I'll put the one on this side. And then the two on the back. More coffee. It's been an awkward day today. Clamp is right underneath there. Yeah. Now, so I'll give these a bit of a tight. Not too tight. And the middle one here, we'll tighten that fully now. Now the glue is squeezing out. And then we'll go on to this one. And then the last one over here. And that's all we do for now. You can wipe off a bit of more glue if you want now, but because I have the paper there, we're okay. And I've taken most of it off. So that's part one. Now I just pick off the clamps off it. I let it go overnight because I've done other work. Not just do one thing at the same time here. Project at the same time. Just take them off. I'm going to clean it off a little bit. I'm going to run it through the planing machine. Or sorry, the planer thicknesser. measuring from the far side of this to the other side. So I'm making my curve. I think I'm going to do it 6 millimeters along here because this is so thin. No, it's okay. And what I'm going to do, this one is going in here, so this will be fine. It's not going on the outside, it's going on the inside. So the curves on the inside have to be wider than this, so up here, that's on the inside. So I'm going to come up here like this. And see, will it look like somewhat like a tulip. And I'm going to do the same here. Am I on there? I'm not that good at art, but I'm not very bad. So this is going to, we will cut this out, and I'm going to cut this with, I'm going to cut it with the coping saw, I think. First, and see, does it look anything like a tulip? I'm going to look at the back side first. I'm thinking I'm going to make this bigger up, coming up here, because of the problem with this tight one here. This one is too tight, and so I'm thinking of this one is no problem. This one will work. So I'm thinking coming around like that. You can make this. Make it a little bit more round there, and we'll see will it look like a tulip. It's not meant to look like a real tulip. If you have a real tulip, you will have lines here and all this, but it's just a symbol. It's This is a mortise and tenons for some of you already know. I teach woodworking to some of the teens around the area. It's part of our foundation. Free woodworking classes on Saturday. Today is Friday. Meet many friends. Some coming next month, I think. Some coming in January as well. So I have drawn that out now. So I'm going to cut that with a normal coping saw. I'll just set it up, I'll drill a hole, and I'll drill 2 holes or 3 holes. So I just drill the hole and put the coping saw in here. I'll have to go down your knees to do this. You need to keep the coping saw level. Okay, now I have it done up. I just give it a little bit of rub and sand. Make sure there's no big sharp from one side to the other. And, the next thing we're going to do then is we're going to select our piece of wood, which is the 2-gas. Now the grain has to go this way because I want it to go the same way, the grain to go the same way as in the chopping board itself. So you have to decide where the grain is and what kind of colour grain you want. Do you want the top of the flower looking a different colour? I decided not to make the top of the flower a different colour. So I'm going to stick this down. So I'm going to draw a line here first, both. The only problem I have is to make sure I better get it up when it's finished. Yeah, I want both the part that's left behind and the flower stuck down to this. And I'm going to stick this template down to that as well. So I'm going to put another piece along here, the other side. We're going to do a trial before we run it. I'll just show you how we're going to do the trial. This is not very good double-sided tape, but it's what I have. Now at this stage you're going to be thinking what you're going to finish in. We're going to finish it in like what I do with anything got to do with this is. We're going to finish it in mineral oil. Mineral oil is safe. Now you can take that, you see that won't move, and this is clamped down, this is our base piece. Now we're going to stick this to this, okay? So I'll put 2 pieces of this on this. Now this is the real thin double-sided tape. It's actually, this double-sided tape is not like an eighth of a millimeter or anything like that. It's nearly nothing. Right? When it's left behind, there's nearly nothing left there. I hope. So I put double-sided tape on this, and I'm going to put it in approximately where I decided I was going to. I'm doing the male piece first. It's the most difficult one, and we'll do it. The reason it's going to be difficult is that we cannot go in. We have to stick along this line all the way. We have to keep the template against that. If you veer away from that, so you have to plunge it in. You cannot start it without. It's very difficult to do this without a plunger either. So I'm going to stick that down now. And what we're So I pulled it all up in one. Just missed a little bit of it and go down the whole way, but that's okay. That's the part that's on the inside, so it doesn't matter. So there's our tulip. Now this one is different. You have lots of room for maneuver on this one because you're going over and back. The only problem is that you're going to have to be going a lot because it's only 1/8 of an inch. There. So that's our inlay done. Left a little pinhole in there. That's fine. Barely notice it. Fill it with sand. The other camera ran out of battery there, so I'm just charging it up there to another camera. So I'm just looking at the handheld one here. And we'll see will it just fit in. I'm sure it will. I don't want to push it in the whole way because you won't get it back out properly. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice cut. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to glue that in, clamp it down, and leave it. It's paper after I clamp it down. So we get the glue. Very untidy here. I'm looking, you see. So You don't want to get overexcited with the amount of glue I put in. I'm going to make sure dressing up and the likes. Now I'm going to push that in and see how it goes. It looks like it's good, but you never know. So the best thing to do is to squeeze it in, I always think. With anything is to squeeze in, rather than hammer in the beginning. The glue is squeezing up there now. Seems to be level all round except level there, level, except on this side. So instead of just going all hell to bang it in, you have to do all the work now. You take your time squeezing it in. Squeeze it in, the glue will come out. Then we can wipe it off. And that means all we have to do is sand it. So all I'm going to do is clean it off like that. Can you see that well there? Now after spending 40 minutes sanding that with the sander and by hand down to 320, now I don't have mineral oil. To go to the pharmacy to buy mineral oil over here. So that's what it's going to look like. No, the contrast will be hopefully a lot better when I put the mineral oil on. Fingers crossed. I'm going to put mineral oil. Now over here it's only used for cosmetics. They don't use it, but it's 25 cents, which is about, maybe 50 cents, $50 cents. We're going to soak this right into it, same as you would do with an end grain one. And the hope is that it will soak through and come out the other side, and it usually does. I have it upside down now, so it's definitely going to take 100 milliliters anyway. So we want it to soak right into the wood. And I'm going to help it along, of course. I'm going to turn it over. This is nice to use this, so I wouldn't be bothered about getting it on your hands or anything like that. It's not a chemical as such. It says not to ingest it, but it's food safe. Women, I think, use it for their hair over here. Maybe not. I think so. Because when I done an end grain one before, that's what I can only buy it in the pharmacy. So make sure you get it all in. We go over it again and again. Don't put it in the sun. That's what I done the last time. I remember I made a mistake of putting it in the sun. And what happened was it was dry, and then the sun boiled up the oil. It was so hot. So it's coming out nice colour already. You can see that. About 10 bottles of it there, so plenty of it. Well, you see the contrast now for the tulip on it. It's not a great tulip now, it's not the best thing under the sun I made. As you probably guessed, it's for a friend of mine that's from the Netherlands. So I'm sure he would be used to a better tulip than that one anyway. It's showing there. And we just let it dry and then we come back and we can give it another coat if you like. When you give it, if you give it as a gift to someone, give them a small bottle of it as well, because they can maintain it. All they have to do is maintain it with another bit of the oil. I made the stem too thick. Anyway, that's for sure. So you can see what it looks like now. Maybe I'm not sure if you can see it. Or come in closer there for you. The mahogany looks nice, and that's a tree that was they knocked down the tree because it was taking down. It was a bad tree hanging over the road for years. We ended up having to get our chainsaw because Now, thank you very much for watching this video. Probably a little bit long, but I wanted to give you all the details on using this, and this is the first time I've used it, so the tulip is not really that tulipy. But anyway, I gave it to the Dutch guy, friend of mine, John, and he doesn't really like tulips, but anyway, I should have made a windmill. And once again, the shout out for Don, WB Fine Woodworking. The link will be below for that. And if you like, you can subscribe to Don. He has some nice videos there and in his workshop. And if you like, you can subscribe to me up here.